Hi folks, Greg here from FabForge 5 talking about how to do first-time setup on your VIA LIBRIS GPS treasure book. So this just takes a few minutes. You only have to do it once, and then the VIA LIBRIS should be all dialed in for you afterward. So let's take a look at a completed and already set up VIA LIBRIS, and you can see how it acts. So we'll go ahead and turn it on, hit the switch, watch the compass dial. It'll go through a little initialization to show you that it's working okay. It basically just goes from what we'll call the 12 o'clock position over to 3 o'clock, back to 12, then to 9 o'clock, and back to 12. Then the clue wheel turns just to show you that it's nicely calibrated. All nice and centered in the little window there. So that's how a completed and already set up VIA LIBRIS looks. Let's take a look now at one that hasn't been set up yet. So here's a just completed kit for the VIA LIBRIS. It hasn't been set up yet. So let's take a look and see how the compass functions on this one. And this is very likely what would happen with yours. It probably won't point in exactly the right place yet, but it's very easy to fix. So I just turned it on. Let's watch the pointer. So again, remember we want it to start and stop at that 12 o'clock position. And in this case, it's not quite doing that. So it just stopped right there, putting about 2 o'clock. So turn off the VIA LIBRIS and simply hold the brass axle with one finger and just rotate that compass pointer over to where it should be, right there about 12 o'clock. Now we'll turn the VIA LIBRIS back on and see if we got that about right. Yeah, we missed it by just a little bit, but you get the idea. We're just about where we want to be. Okay, so now turn it off. Now you can follow the instructions. Put a little dab of E6000 glue right there where the pointer meets the brass tube. Okay, so we've got our compass pointer oriented in the right direction. We've applied some glue. We're all set with that. Now we have to do two more things. So we're going to run a built-in first-time setup routine. I'll show you in a bit how to do that, but here's the reason for that. So first, our eCompass here, very nice sensitive compass. But keep in mind that it's sensing a relatively weak Earth's magnetic field compared to the magnets that are within the motors of the compass servo and the clue wheel servo. Those magnets are a lot stronger than the Earth's field. And so we can calibrate those out with our first-time setup routine. The nice thing is those magnets don't change. And so since they are always in the same place, once we run the setup routine, the compass will know what they are and will subtract those influences from its own sensing. And then once we've done that, the routine will take us right immediately into setting up the exact clue wheel locations. You can see on this one that we really want weight to show up exactly in the window, like on this calibrated version, but it's offset a little bit. And the reason for that is that each of these servos, they're nice little servos. They're great for hobbies. They're quite precise, but they also have some variation from servo to servo. So if we tell it to go exactly to 10 degrees, that 10 degrees is a little bit different from servo to servo. And so we'll run a little routine that lets us press each time a clue rotates right into where we want it. It'll save that in permanent memory, and it will always remember that going forward. So a lot's going to happen at once, but I'll show you how this all works. So first, make sure your VIA LIBRIS is turned off, and then we'll push and hold this button and turn it on. That starts the first time setup. Now we'll have about 20 seconds to really rotate the VIA LIBRIS around on its various axes. And while we're doing that, the eCompass will read a bunch of coefficients, and then it will calibrate out the effects of the motor magnets. It will save those coefficients to the EEPROM on the Arduino, and it will use those from then on. And then as soon as that 20 seconds is over, we'll immediately start seeing the clue wheel move, and I'll walk you through what we do then. So let's start. Push and hold the button, turn on the VIA LIBRIS. You'll feel it buzz a few times, and now we're in first-time setup mode. So now just rotate the VIA LIBRIS among its axes. Do some pitching and some rolling. Make sure you turn it all the way around on its compass axis. That's going to be very important. And then it buzzes when it's done. And now we're setting up the clue wheel. So just watch. The clue wheel is moving in little motions. Each time a clue gets in the right place, we're going to push the button and wait for a buzz. So we just did the wait. This happens kind of fast, but you'll get the idea. Now cold is rotating into view. When we feel like it's in just the right place, push and hold the button. Now warm is moving. Now each time you push the button, it writes that location into memory and saves it for us. Here comes warm. Push and hold the button. And now here comes hot. And by the way, you can run this first time setup routine as many times as you want until you get it exactly how you want it. Just don't forget to do the compass calibration rotations each time. Here comes hot, right about there. And then the next one is the dispense. This is what happens when you actually reach your location. You heard it click, and it's right about there. Let it go a couple of clicks past that, and then program that location. Now we're going to see a little playback of what we've done so far. So first, the compass. We can probably adjust that a little bit better, but that's easy to do. And now the clue wheel. Looks good. Looks like we got it. So that's it. You're done with first time setup of the VIA LIBRIS. It just plays it back for you so you can make sure. Now if you turn it off and back on, we'll see the whole motion now from the beginning. Compass pointer, and we may adjust it again. It's pretty close though. And then our clue wheel. We're good. So again, can run that again if you want. Otherwise, the coefficients and settings are saved in the permanent EEPROM on the Arduino. No need to ever do this again, and you're good to go. Have fun with your VIA LIBRIS. You can now follow the instructions to add it into its box. Take care. Thanks.